We started this journey with Hitesh and we continue this journey with Hitesh. It has been a very, very special week for me to have Hitesh on the platform with us and especially to have joining hands on the platform. Before I hand over to Hitesh, Corey was missing yesterday and Corey Grove was the first winner. So I would first like to and Corey, your story of transformation has been completely mind-boggling. And he is the only person, he informs us the day he's not present on the group. And he sends a message by saying that today I'll be in the hospital, today I'm here, I'll not be able to attend. And yesterday also we received the message from Corey. So Corey Grow, congratulations to you. He is here. I can see Corey Grow. One sec. I can. Hi, Corey. I can't see your screen is still black. Corey, we can't still see your face completely. Corey, we cannot see your face completely. I think he is still struggling to get into this thing. It's early in the morning. Friday, we will speak to Corey. And to all the today, as we will finish the process with Hitesh, yesterday's form and the one lucky draw that we mentioned about that today we will do it at the end of the session as Hitesh will finish. So good morning, Hitesh.
Hey, good morning, Sangeeta. How are you doing?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hey, good morning, Sangeeta. How are you doing? Hi, everyone. Good morning.
All good. Waiting for your process and releasing. Each one waits in the morning for some more release, letting go of some more limiting beliefs and the stagnation. So the platform is all yours, Hitesh.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Would be nice to see a couple of more people with videos on. I tend to feel that you're disconnected with the process. With your video on, I know that you're connected and you're glued to the screen and you're not mentally somewhere else. So hi, good morning, everyone. We meet again. Can you guys hear me? I'm not sure. Can you all hear me? Thumbs up. I'm not sure if it's my internet. I am on. Yeah, fantastic. So great. So you can all hear me. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat because otherwise it's really funny. And this is how we tend to behave at times. When someone can't hear you, we go on louder. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? But the idea is the person can't hear you. So how can they hear you any which ways? You know? Yeah, it's funny, but that's how
is that we get confirmation from other people that I'm being heard.
Yeah, but also,
and in life also we do the same thing. Probably problem is with someone else, they can't hear and they have some internet problem. So their connection has a problem, but we go on asking others, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. I think it happens in life all the time, right?
Yes, absolutely. And the whole essence behind that is, our idea of communication. So our idea of communication has always been, to say what we want, to say what we want to say without really being observant if the other person receives or not. But if you look at communication classically, is where the communicator is responsible for sending the message across. And those of us who are parents have seen this classically. When it's our children who are learning in school, we expect the teacher to deliver to the student what the teacher needs to teach. But when it comes to us as adults, we expect the other person to understand what we are saying. And then we say the responsibility is not it's not mine. If I'm saying something and you don't get it, it's not my problem. So hi everyone, good morning. My name is Hitesh Bhatia, and by virtue of my own self, I've realized I'm an extremist. I'm either at this end of the spectrum or I'm at that end of the spectrum. So I've always been only at ends. Now in my life, I'm learning to balance with the work that I do on myself and the work that I do with joining hands and so on. But I yet realize that I'm an extremist. And as an extremist, my classical virtue has been to find tools in the healing space where either it is so easy that it's something I don't need to bother with. It's just, second nature, or it's so deep, which means the trauma is so intense that I relive the trauma, which is why my favorite modalities have been things like Ho'oponopono or affirmations or journaling, which is so simple, or really deep, like past life regression or shadow work, or shamanism. So that's my, personal favorite modalities. What I want to do today is, I was thinking in the morning and looking at, I had a couple of things and I said, I know I have 3 more days with you guys. I know Friday's question and answer. So I have today and tomorrow, but I would really like to leave you guys. And I don't know the audience. I know some of you, I know we've met earlier and different spaces, but I don't know most of you. So I don't know what is it that you're going through in your life. So I'm just going into my intuition and seeing what I really feel will help you out over here. So what we're going to do over today and tomorrow is to leave you with simple tools that can help you in your everyday life. And, we're currently having a shadow workshop. I know some of you are are part of the shadow workshop. And one of the things that I was discussing with them also yesterday was the amount of guilt we feel in our life. Now, we're not talking about the big guilts like I cheated on my spouse, or the big guilts like I cheated in my taxes, or I lied to my child. We're talking about the small guilts every day. And someone mentioned to me that she loves samosas. She says she could eat samosas every day. But every time she eats a samosa, she isn't eating the samosa. What she's eating is the thought process. Oh my God, maida. Oh my God, white flour. Oh my God, fried food. Oh my God, unhealthy food. But we really love indulging ourselves. And there are some of us who enjoy a drink once in a while, but we enjoy a drink and we don't drink the alcohol. What we actually take into our system is the guilt. And I'm sure, we've done work with this in the past. And someone came up and said, oh, I love charts. I love having, I know, Corey, you're not from India, but we love having charts and we love having these tasty things. But along with these things, what we really consume is not the produce, but we consume the guilt. We consume the thought process that we carry. We consume our beliefs. So today, let's work with really indulging ourselves into the smaller things that make us happy, but letting go of the guilt. It could be a food item that you like doing, and we're all eco-sensitive people. We love, we love Mother Earth, we love Father Sky, but we also want, to enjoy those certain luxuries. And then comes those small day-to-day conflicts. How do I work with that? So today, let's work with these smaller conflicts. Let's understand. Sorry, if you can't hear me, give me a moment. I live next to a helipad. So we have a helicopter in the background that, it's a naval base that I live by. Sorry about that.
Your sound is fine, Hitesh.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure because there's a helicopter over here, and I thought maybe that's disturbing people. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now I know it's not me if you can't hear me. Okay, fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the smaller things that we look at in life, and we're going to enjoy them. And what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to a small modality called Ho'oponopono. How many of you here know Ho'oponopono? A quick show of hands on the chat. Okay, fantastic. So a few of you know. The others don't know what Ho'oponopono is. Ho'oponopono is a very simple, beautiful healing modality. The essence, it's an ancient Hawaiian healing technique. And the essence of Ho'oponopono says that I am the universe. I am responsible for everything happening in my universe. Now, when I look at the world outside, I have people who trouble me. I have a mother-in-law who troubles me. I have my children who give me grief, and I have all of that surrounding me. But in my universe, I am responsible, right? And the essence of Ho'oponopono comes from the fact and the learning that everything that I am experiencing in my life today, everything that I am going through in my life today is something which is a reaction to something that happened in the past. It could be this life, another life, could be, a genetic thing, this family, whatever it is. But whatever I am experiencing in my life today is something I chose to go through as a reaction to something else in the past. So for example, I spent 9 years of my life not eating ice creams. The reason was I was sitting with a couple, and this was when I was in college. I was sitting with a few friends, and I had this friend who was much elder to me. And he said, I'm going to stop drinking. As youngsters, we all drink, and, boys are boys. We all would drink, and he said, I'm going to stop having ice with my drinks because ice gives me a sore throat. The next morning, I got up with a sore throat, and I put a belief in my head that oh my God, the reason I ate ice cream and I had ice in my drinks is the reason I have a sore throat. And a very small thing, but I love ice creams. So I spent 7 years of my life from, I think, 2005 till 2012, not eating ice cream. If I really craved ice cream, I would wait for it to melt. And so it's not so I wouldn't get the brain freeze, wait for it to nicely melt and then slurp it up, like, either with the bowl or with a spoon, drink it up. But I thought if I eat ice cream, I am going to have a sore throat. And because I thought so, I started acting it out. And this is what we do in life. And this is classical psychology that everyone tells you. In every moment of trauma, the mind comes to a conclusion. Basis the conclusion, the mind makes a decision, and basis the decision, we start acting it out. So whether or not I got a sore throat because of the cold, because I shared a drink with my friend, or whatever I did, but I presumed something, basis of my understanding, and I took it to a decision that I will fall sick or get a sore throat or have a cold every time I eat ice cream. Till I had a deja vu moment, till I had an epiphany where I said, wow, this is not going to work for me. In 2012, and I remember every day of the month, I ate like 3 ice creams. So you realize these small things, but you get guilty to indulge in them. So what we'll do is we'll take questions post that. I know we have to end this at 9:30. I don't want Sangeeta firing me at the end of the session. And I know we all have different things to attend to. So let's jump into the process. And then if you have questions, you can put it on the chat later on, or you can ask me, or I know we'll meet on Friday and we can address them then and there itself. So just close your eyes and take a moment to think about what are your guilty pleasures. And they're rightly called guilty pleasures. That's the wordings we also use for them, right? Guilty pleasures. It could be anything that you really like doing. Could be as simple as eating something. Could be shopping. Could be enjoying a glass of wine. Think about something you love doing. Fantastic. Could be Netflix. Could be sitting and watching TV, or, strolling through your Instagram reels. So just close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. And with every inhalation and every exhalation, find yourself getting more and more relaxed. Breathing in from the nose, breathing out from the mouth. And whatever it is that you do gives you a certain pleasure. and understand and be aware of the two contrasting feelings. The feeling when you indulge, and the feeling that you get post the indulgence. Just be aware of both of these emotions and how they make you feel. And as you sit there in your chair or you're lying down, it's as if you can see both the contrasting selves of you. One that really enjoys this, and the contradicting other. And as if there are two parts of you, and looking at both these parts of you, you tell both these parts, I see you. Today, the 6th of April 2022, I see you. Tell them I see you and I acknowledge you. Have this conversation with both these parts. I see you and I acknowledge you. And looking at that part, the contradicting part, you tell that part, is taking your name, I am sorry. I am sorry for all that you're going through. I am sorry for all that you're feeling. I am taking responsibility of my journey of healing. And as I'm taking responsibility of my journey of healing, please forgive me. Talking to the contradicting part, please forgive me. Everything you have gone through is for the betterment of me. I thank you for all that you do. I thank you for all that you do that I'm aware of. And I thank you for all that you do that I'm unaware of. And addressing the contradicting part, I love you. You and I are one, and I love you. And now you can repeat the statements once again, talking to that part. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you, and I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you, and I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you, and I love you. And you can repeat this phrase for a few times till you feel that the contradicting part doesn't bother you anymore. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you and I love you. And when you feel you are done, just say it one more time. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you and I love you. And it's done and it's over. Repeating that phrase once, and it's done and it's over. And looking at both the parts that you see there, both these emotions, the indulging and the contradicting, let them both merge into one. And let these merged entity integrate within you. And being aware with the integration, that you are the indulgence and you are the contradictory. And you can choose to be whatever you want to be from these. But every time you have a conflict, you're aware that you can use the tool of Ho'oponopono to release the conflict. And whenever you feel you are ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the here and the now. Do you see the conflicts and how they affect you? If you're aware of your thoughts, how these small daily conflicts start affecting you. And a simple tool to get over the conflict. Whenever you feel, so please go ahead and indulge, because these are the small things of life that make us happy. The samosa, the glass of wine, or the Netflix. But if you feel a pattern to come up, and with Netflix, of course, the pattern definitely comes up, because with Netflix, with Instagram Reels, we tend to see a pattern that comes up, that it's very difficult to break the loop. Then you need to be aware that little more work is needed. Then the way you work with it changes. Yeah, or gaming, fantastic, Neeta. The way the work changes, whether it's Candy Crush or whatever game it is, the way it changes to that part of me, then you start addressing the part of you who enjoys these indulgences. See, having a glass of wine a day is okay. But if you're having a bottle of wine a day, and you're saying, I'm not going to be guilty about it, then that's where the challenge comes up, right? So you start addressing, you do the same thing. Yeah, and I know the recording is live, so the process doesn't change. The way you address that part of you changes. Yeah, the way you address it is to that part of me that feels the need to be continuously gaming, to that part of me that feels the need to indulge in binge watching Netflix, or to that part of me that feels like having samosas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What is it that I can give to you? What is it the adult self can give to you? And to that part, I am sorry, please forgive me, Thank you, and I love you. Thank you, Anusha. You'll feel Ho'oponopono is so beautiful because a lot of times we are not ready to take responsibility of what we are going through. If I am weak today, it's because I was strong yesterday and I did not enjoy it. If I have a problem crying today, it's because a few years back I cried and I was made fun of. I was told you're not man enough. Men don't cry. So I stopped crying. Everything you're experiencing today is something that you have decided in the past to go through. And of course, you might have questions asking me, saying, why would I decide to put myself through pain and sorrow? Or why did I decide to put myself through misery? It's because you experienced something and you did not enjoy it. And it really works like that. You know, you're too happy and you realize that you're guilty because you're so happy. I can't be so happy. So there's a lot I want to do, but I know we only have today, tomorrow, and day after 2 days. And I know Friday's question and answers because Sangeeta and I set up this process, so I know how it works. But I'll give you an option and you can think about it. Tomorrow, we can either do self-talk. Self-talk is that talk that you use for yourself. You know, I had this friend of mine and her constant complaint was her husband doesn't let her be independent enough. And I was with her in the car and she was driving and she took a wrong turn and she kept on saying, silly me, silly me, silly me, silly of me to miss the turn. And she's a therapist, a very successful one. Till I had to remind her, if you keep calling yourself silly, how would you expect your husband to take you independently? So self-talk are the words we use for ourselves. These are different from affirmations, but it's the talk we do for ourselves. And how to work with self-talk, that's one option I can give you tomorrow. I can teach you a tool of body dowsing tomorrow. I'm not sure how many of you know that. Body dowsing is a lot of fun. You know, we work with crystals, where we use crystals to find the answer. In shamanism, we learn to work with the body and not with crystals. You know, how to get the body, the kinesiology of the body to work. So I can do that. I'll give you the choice tomorrow. Since tomorrow is the last day for the process, I'll give you the choice.
Nothing is the last day. There is no beginning and there is no end. We just finished 1 year and we are going to continue for many more years, many more days, many more months, many more years to go. So don't worry. It can be the entire month given to you. So don't even worry about that.
I stand corrected, Sangeeta. Thank you. Yeah, but does anybody have any questions on that, on Ho'oponopono? I love Ho'oponopono. It's my favorite. Like if I had favorite, it would be a favoritist modality is Ho'oponopono.
Yes, Neeta, we will definitely extend session with Hitesh if Hitesh also doesn't have any other commitments. So
6:30 in the morning is when I do sessions. I can do at 5 o'clock in the morning also. Suppose that I'm a stay-at-home dad. So my responsibilities normally start off later in the day. So 9 o'clock is always a little tough, but I will make, whenever you need me, Sangeeta, I love the work you do, so I will ensure I make time.
I'll talk to Hitesh and we will see whether to continue right now, if he is available or not. Neetaji, Hitesh will be here very often, don't worry.
Thank you so much.
You're not separate. So I start joining and are not separate. It's one. So we have the same thought process and we do not fight for what modality, because every modality gives the same thing. Absolutely. There are just different ways of talking about it, but everything is leading to the same destination. So definitely he will be here very often. Don't worry about that.
Their modalities are not contradictory, they're complementary.
Yeah. They are very complementary to each other.
You know, and I loved the one conversation I had with one of my teachers. He said, the reason every modality exists is because there is a place for it in nature. There are over 3,500 healing modalities. And the reason they all exist because there is a place for it in this universe. It's like how us humans are born. We have a place, and when the place for us in this universe ceases, we pass on to the other realm. So, Anusha, I hope I answered your question. This can be used for absolutely everything. And don't use this if another is troubling you. Just don't go tell this to your spouse or to your family and friends saying that, why don't you do Ho'oponopono? Work with it yourself. The belief is, if somebody is irritating you, you work with that irritation. Shilpa, I need you to give me an example of what you mean. Small things. It can be used for large things and small things. Like anything, we always believe to start small. So start with the smaller things, simple things like if you feel like, I always feel, in the carpool, the other person always is late and it irritates me. So I don't do to that person, to that part of me that feels irritated. I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. It's always addressed to the self. For anything, it is always addressed to the self. And it works. It works like a charm so beautifully. Yeah.
So,
fantastic.
Hitesh, probably those 4 statements, we can put it on the chat so yes, people can click it and it will be better for them.
I'll just put it right now.
Though it is simple, but in spite of that, and those 4 statements, we will, Mag, please put it on the WhatsApp group also, so it becomes easier for people.
Thank you, Mehakji.
I know that's from yesterday's conversation because she calls you sir, you call her Mehakji. Don't harass. So, yeah, so Meg, we will do in presence of Hitesh, we will announce the lucky draw also for everyone who has filled up the form before we close it for today. And Meg, can we just do that? So let's see. So Anup, you are the winner. Anup, please change your name from Dhruv Anup Dwivedi. I hope he's not driving right now. Anup, are you still driving the car and doing the class as every day? Majority time I see you doing it, sitting in the car, and whenever you want to ask the question, you park the car and then you ask me. Chalo. Our meditation is going to Bombay Stock Exchange now. Congratulations, Anup. Mahak will coordinate with you, and your prize will be with you. So for now, Hitesh, thank you so much for the wonderful process.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there is no time limit. We all believe in abundance, so there is always abundance. So don't worry. We can, in fact, continue with it next week also. We can continue, afterwards. I'll just speak to you and we'll decide on that. So any process, anything that you want to do, there is no time limit for that. So thank you for joining. Thank you, Hitesh. Thank you, everyone. Lots of gratitude.
Thank you, everyone.
You all have a wonderful day. See you all tomorrow, 9 a.m. Thank you.